Hey, what's going on? Brothers, we have to set boundaries in our life, even when it comes to our significant other. For those of you that are in relationships, um, we got to have some boundaries in our lives. And I think with men, and I'm speaking from my experience, I think with men we feel bad when we have to set boundaries because there are so many expectations as a man, especially as a black man, and I can speak from the viewpoint of a black man. The expectation, the responsibilities that we have on us as a man, as a black man, we feel bad when we have to set boundaries in our lives, especially to those that are close to us, to those that are in our inner circle, and that requires some time of saying no, telling people no, and even identifying who you are. And I did a video a couple of days ago, and I'll link it in this video. Do you really know who you are? And what I learned for myself is once I started learning who I was, then it was easier for me to set boundaries. And when I started setting boundaries, that was, it was like freeing or liberating because one, I was coming into knowing and having a relationship with myself. And in that video, I'm gonna link in the description. I share with you how I got to that point of really and truly knowing and becoming to know who I am. But without boundaries, people think they can do whatever, whenever, say whatever, whenever. And without boundaries, also, there can be a lot of gray areas in your life, if that makes any sense. But when you have boundaries and people know your boundaries because you go by your boundaries and you let that be known, you don't have to well, I don't do this, this, and this. When people really get to know who you truly are and they know and understand that you have boundaries, then things will be better for you. But we have to get to a point to where we don't feel bad about setting boundaries. And one of the first thing I said is to helping you set boundaries is identifying and really truly knowing who you are as a person. And that's going to help you set those boundaries. Because when you have those boundaries, that's what they're for. People know if they step outside of those boundaries, they're not going to have access to you. And I did a video about that as well. Not being accessible to everybody, making yourself accessible to everybody, and feeling bad when you aren't accessible to everybody or to those, and that includes people that's in your that are in your close circle. It could be family, friends, it could be co-workers, and not beating yourself up about it when you're not accessible. You are valuable, guys, brother. You are valuable. Your time is valuable. Your resources is valuable. We need you in every area of life. We need you in our homes. We need you in our communities. We need you in our churches. We need you in our schools. You are needed. And the sooner you can start working on setting boundaries, the better things will be for you. As soon as you start doing that, setting those boundaries, things will start getting better for you. But until then, there's going to continue to be a lot of gray area in your life. And that gray area can be confusing to you, to yourself as well, because sometimes you may stand on this and sometimes you may not. You may come across the people as being confusing because you're not standing on anything. And I had someone that actually said that to me today in a text message. Say, you kind of confusing sometimes. And I said, at times I am. And that is something that I am working on. I have to work on that. And that comes with not having boundaries in your life. So once you start setting those boundaries, watch how you start feeling about yourself. And how people will start interacting with you and knowing what you stand on. Okay? And guys, I'm talking directly to you on this video, brothers. We are needed. So start setting those boundaries, yes, including when it comes to your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other. And that may telling them no about certain things without having to give a reason why you're saying no. There's one thing that you're setting your boundaries and you're telling them no, and then you got to explain why you're telling them no. No, and that's just my answer. You don't have to say that's just my answer, but meaning it like that. How you say that no, then no. That's what it is. All right, I hope this was helpful. Hey, leave me a comment and let me know what you think. If there's something that you were working on, dealing with, or didn't even think about. And also check out the link that I left about do you really know yourself, and that'll be in the description. Share it if you think this could be helpful to anyone else, and hit the subscribe button to get more content. If you're interested or like the content I just shared with you, hit the subscribe button to get a notification each and every time I drop another video. All right, remember, it's okay to set boundaries in your life. It's okay to not be accessible to everybody in your life. All right, take care. God bless. And prayerfully, I'll see you in another video.